Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video I'm going to show how you can get an absolute ton of souls out of the game. Now, a couple of weeks ago I showed my ultimate gold farming teams how you can get something like 250,000 gold an hour from the game, and this is pretty decent for souls as well. But the first things first, you want to make sure you have the correct armor equipped. If you have the Death Knight armor, if you've purchased that, it is a paid for option. You will already have the best bonuses in the game, so you don't have to do anything. You can just leave it equipped and go about your day. If you don't have that, then the next best armor to have is absolutely the Celestial armor. There it is. Costs you 500 gems, but it is absolutely worth it if you're in this game for the long haul. 500 gems, just currency in the game, not real money, and you get 100% souls bonus, so absolutely equip that. The other thing you want to check and make sure it's not upgradable is a certain pet. I'll just go to that now, and it is Moon. Let's just go down. There it is. Moon, as you can see, gives plus 5% souls from battles at a maximum level. So if this is just sitting there with that arrow thing on it waiting to be upgraded or fed, then make sure you get that upgraded, because every little helps. This first team up I've called Secretary, combination of Sacrificial Priest and Phylactery. The banner for this is the Unicorn banner, +2 purple, +1 yellow, -1 red, although there are other options which do exactly the same thing as well, like the Umbral banner. Class for this is actually really important, because there are two classes which are particularly useful for getting souls and making it all round just that little bit quicker. Thief class, start battles with 50% mana, really cool. In the talent trees, particularly light fingers, because if you want souls, the chances are you need gold at the same time, and every little bit helps. But Dusk's aura really helps as well. Create a dark storm at the start of battle are the main ones you want. For this, if you don't have Thief class already, there is another one which is super useful, which is Archmagus. Gain 2 bonus purple mana when matching purple is good. Our troops use purple, so this makes that a little bit faster. And in the talent trees, make sure you have mana source equipped at the same time, again, to get a nice fast start in mana. Now, there are other classes which have something which you may think is going to be good and beneficial, but it's not actually that good at all. Like Necromancer, for example, has Ensoul, gain an extra soul on 4 or 5 gem matches. And it also has Soul Caller, gain 1 soul every turn. And there are indeed plenty of other classes which have Soul Caller at the same time. The trouble is, none of them have a 50% start in mana, which overall makes it slower. That 1 or 2 extra souls here and there is not worth the trade-off for that 50% start. The 50% start makes this a lot quicker in the long run, and per hour you're going to be gaining way more souls by having a team which has a 50% start. So the way this is going to work is we're simply going to cast Leprechaun, starts battles with full mana. Sacrificial Priest starts battles with 50% mana and gains 50% bonus souls from the battle. And it sacrifices an ally and deals 12 scatter damage boosted by the sacrificed ally's attack. You can boost this attack up by applying Medals of Arania or Medals of Seasons if you don't quite finish them off, because we're going to do this in Explore level 1 in Bright Forest, Sinner Mirage or Wild Plains, 3 easy kingdoms with low level troops. You want to make this as easy as possible to get as much souls as quickly as you can. If you don't have a second Sacrificial Priest, this is just like just a backup if you need to cast it again, then just put souls into your search bar, and this brings up all the troops which have the Necromancy trait. Gain 50% bonus souls from battles. Just pop one of them in that third slot to make sure you get the extra souls. So all we're going to be doing is casting Leprechaun and charging up these top 2 troops. It is important you charge Phylactery at the same time. You don't want to cast Sacrificial Priest on its own. You will get not as many souls for this. There's a massive difference when you cast Phylactery first. What this does, it restores your life to full. Don't really care about that, but it does gain an extra turn and gain souls based on your magic level. As your magic level goes up in the game, so will the amount of souls you gain. So if you have a nicer medal, for example, chuck one of them on and it's going to help how many souls you get. Right, so let's take the team out there. Remember, super important to cast Phylactery first, then Sacrificial Priest. Do not cast Sacrificial Priest on its own. Before I show this main team properly, I want to show why it is absolutely super important why you charge up Phylactery at the same time as your Sacrificial Priest. So I'll start a battle, and regardless of whether Phylactery gets charged up or not, I'll only cast Sacrificial Priest. Because there'll be times when you cast your Leprechaun when only your Priest may have got charged. And you don't want to rush into it and just cast this just because he's ready to cast and ready to kill somebody or the whole team. Because if you do this, I'll show what happens. You kill the whole team quickly, you think, yeah, this is going fast, but the point is you only pick up 22 souls in this example. It's not enough. Just wait that extra turn, just grab some purple or whatever you need to get your Phylactery up the next turn or whatever, and you will get way more souls. So I'll show the same example again. We'll cast a Leprechaun. Both got up that time. We'll cast Phylactery first, takes a split second longer, then we cast the Sacrificial Priest. But the souls difference is massively different. 216 instead. That is a massive difference. Always cast Phylactery first and then Sacrificial Priest. So what I'm going to do is a similar thing to what I've done on that gold farming video. I'm going to go in the same kingdom repeatedly and do a 1 minute speed run and see how many souls I get. Multiply that by 60 to give us a rough rate of how many we can get per hour. Alright, so we'll go difficulty 1. Let's make sure we're in the right team. Secretary, yes. Just wait for my second hand on my clock to get to a convenient place to start the battle up, and I'll make the first move when the second hand gets to 12, which is in about 6 or 7 seconds time. So just let it run out. 3, 2, 1, go. So we cast that. Always cast Phylactery first, then Sacrificial Priest second. Wipe the team out and repeat. Take a note of how many souls we get. 216. Let's just rinse and repeat. You see something like that that can be beneficial and quick, you can get it. It's going to maybe be more guaranteed to get both these troops up at the same time, which is exactly what you want. Cast both of them one after the other. Phylactery always first, gets an extra turn and gets you those souls to get the boost. Another 216. And we'll just cast Leprechaun this time. Didn't see any really quick instant matches there, but we can get purple manually like that. You will have to do that from time to time. And that was a third battle and plenty of time. We've got about 8 seconds spare there for a minute. So that's faster than 3 matches a minute. Across the course of an hour, basically you're going to get more than 3 on average. It'll be like 3.3 or something battles a minute, something like that. But we've got another 216 there. So we add 216 times 3 equals 648 a minute. But you times that by 60 minutes in an hour means from that team we get 38,880. Probably it's going to be more than that. Like I say, I was about 8 or 9 seconds short then of a full minute. So a course of an hour you are going to get a fair bit more than that. Next up is the Farmer Pharos team. This is exactly the same as the last one. Only thing we've done different is take out one Sacrificial Priest or whatever troop you had in place of the second one and popped in a Pharos Ra instead. Now it took me a long time to get this troop in the game when I started playing, so I had to go throughout the whole game pretty much getting souls like normal. But if you pick up this troop early, it is going to be an absolute game changer to how quickly you can gain souls in the game. That third trait, gain 150 bonus souls from battle. Makes a massive difference. Don't care about the spell, just pop him in a team. Everything is the same as the last one. And we'll do exactly the same again as last time. We'll do a 1 minute speed run. The same area, Bright Forest. Let's get the team ready and I'll take a look at my clock. Farmer Pharos. Oh, 3, 2, 1, go. So again, Phylactery first, Sacrificial Priest second. Boost up your weapon by niches if you can. See, you've got 324 souls that time, all because of Pharos Ra. Boost up your attack with medals of Arania or Seasons. make sure you wipe out the enemy in a single cast, or just get lucky and kill two of them automatically like that. That was crazy. That was a bit cool. And another 324 souls. That was barely over 30 seconds so far, so nice and fast so far. There will be times when you have to pick up your mana manually, but it won't happen that often. And that was 10 seconds spare per minute, so basically that was 3 wins in a minute, or under a minute, over a course of an hour. That is obviously going to be more than that. It's going to be like 3.3 wins a minute if you want to go into decimal point values and things like that. But again, 324. So that was nice and fast then. So 324 times 3. I'll just base it on the basic times 3 just for argument's sake. So that was 972 souls there a minute, but we multiply that by 60 because 60 minutes in an hour, obviously. 58,320 souls. That'll be more than 60,000 because, like I say, there was about 10 or 11 seconds spare there for that minute. So 60 battles with more than 10 seconds spare on average, you're going to fit in a few more fights and pick up even more souls. So a really nice quick team for that. And the final team I'm going to show for this video is Judge Phil. Now this team is not as good as the other one. It doesn't gain as many souls, but it is an option if you don't have a sacrificial priest. If you don't have a Pharos Ra, you just swap that out for any other troop that has the Necromancy trait. Really important to have that to get that 50% extra souls. Fanged Banner is the best for this one. +2 purple, +1 brown, -1 yellow. It is a warband banner though, so if you don't have it, just pick something else which is as close as you can get. Same theory as before. We're going to just cast Leprechaun, charge up Phylactery and Judge of the Dead at the same time. Cast Phylactery first, then Judge of the Dead. Pick up all our souls. Now the good thing about this is you don't have to stay in Explore level 1 for this. You can actually go beyond it. You can test it in your game, see what level you can do with clearing the troops in one cast. I haven't tested this fully. I'm just going to try difficulty 4 because I'm pretty sure that will be safe. But the benefit of this is you'll gain extra gold and extra myth stones at the same time. And extra bits and bobs are always good. So same as before, we'll just go in, take a quick scan around. If we can grab any instant quick purple, we will. Well, failing that though, we'll just cast Leprechaun and see if we get lucky. Get the mana for the team. Cast Phylactery first. Then Judge of the Dead. That does damage based on souls collected, so you do have to get that Phylactery cast first, and then you can wipe out the team in a single go. But obviously test it on whatever your player level is, and on this example we get 270 souls per go. So that's a good substitute if you don't have the sacrificial priest, but the sacrificial priest with or without Pharos Ra is still a really good team. But obviously if you have Pharos Ra, stick him in. It'd be crazy not to. Well, there's a video. That's how to get a load of souls from the game with some really quick teams. If you found it useful or helpful, it'd be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.